Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL leads us to a snow-covered Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Shoot. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And his throw is incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Herbert, that's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10.
I'm going back to you. Check 37. What? 20.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Check 24. Check 24.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Wentz. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10. We go. 18 Gator.
Nice, sweetheart. Showing it. Watch the ship. Hey.
First carry for James Conner. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check 43. Slam.
Topper.
Check 3.
Now Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. There he goes, left side. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And an alley to run. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. He returns the kickoff and even 90 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Oh, well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
There. Hey, exit.
2nd and 6. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
36.
Hey, seam 6.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Push him back.
From the gun on 3rd down. Herbert. He may try and run for this. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Let it. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got him.
Now. On first down, Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Here now is second and 10, again from the 41.
Hey, Leo!
Throwing again, Herbert. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Let's go. 90, Wolf.
Three butt.
Shoot.
Throwing on first down. Herbert, screen pass to Connor. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a second and 13.
We go. 30 base.
Watch the run.
Bravo.
Baby, that's a baby shot. Hey, Mike's
Fine.
Off the play fake. Herbert eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Taken down back at the 18-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Packers 7.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17, following the 2 negative plays.
Five.
Mike spot four.
Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road, How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Two-jet bombers. We two-jet bombers.
Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch.
After the sack on 1st down, Wentz. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. For a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Tight is right.
From the gun, Herbert. He finds his man Johnson. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a 1st.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to carry the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll look to run with Connor. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
61, matchbox lights.
Watch the run. 26 Mike, 26 Mike. Bandit. Watch that.
Ready.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The last 2 runs have gone nowhere, and now another showdown looming on 3rd and goal.
6-6, pull it high.
26 Mike.
Hey, Haywood. Get it.
Looking to throw. Herbert. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Rashawn Gary, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Boswell's kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 17. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. On 2nd down, it's Jones. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Wentz on 3rd down. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Switch. X3, 218, chopper.
Throwing now is Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Safe. Watch safety creep. Safety's creeping.
Now a play fake. Wentz. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Squeeze. Check the backer.
Off play action. Herbert going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On third down, Herbert. Johnson's got it complete. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Check safety, check safety.
Mike 52. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. New Mike 52. Mike 52.
Other side, solid.
Throwing his Wentz. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 36 yards on the play. To throw, it's Wentz. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Winston's pass intercepted. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
53. You got nothing to run.
On second down, Connor looking for space. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Bang, 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 bang. Recon, 132 fighter.
3, Mike.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
Check.
The final shot before break. Herbert complete to Washington. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Mike 52, Mike.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Twist.
General West. Deep grip.
They begin on the ground here with Connor. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Get in the weight room.
Topper.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Hey, high 7. Let's go.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, 87 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Go, Greg.
Check 24. Check 24.
Wentz now on first down. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
You must be trying to 57.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield. Check 50.
Wentz. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Kill, kill, kill.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 1st and 10 is Connor. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
I'm coming. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Toss play, Connor. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
22-jet bomber, 22-jet bomber.
54 Mike.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe.
Hey, lock it.
Don't let him breathe, defense.
Big edge, big edge, big edge.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Okay, double up, double up, double up, double up.
Shoot.
On 3rd and 2, Herbert. Flush to his right. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Boswell on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. T.J. Watt in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Win 5-3, win 5-3.
Wentz now to throw. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
3 down, 3 down.
Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Josh Jackson on the tackle. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Hey, wahoo. Let's go.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. He's got Jack Doyle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
Mike 54. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Mike 54. Mike 54.
Hey, Alpha. Give me that ball, defense.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They're still throwing the football here. And obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Check 31. Check 31.
It's now 3rd and goal.
61, matchbox lights.
We own them. 26, Mike.
Hey, zoom.
Watch the run. Watch the run. 26, Mike. 26, Mike.
Off the play fake. Herbert. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Rashawn Gary make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily...
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
Bullet high.
This is Connor. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Tighten down. There you go. Kill.
Blue draw Corkers. Ready?
Right back to Connor here on 1st. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch left.
Hey, orbit.
26.
Get it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Left side, Doyle with it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Connor. And some room to run now. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point now by Boswell. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken near the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play call.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the return will stop right around the 25. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. If you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently since 2000.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Back to throw. Herbert got an open man. It's Washington. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd and 2, Herbert. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Zadarius Smith in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Check, check.
Go.
Check 13. Check 13.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Spencer. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right.
Man 5-7.
Even. Here we go. Watch that.
Wentz going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. T.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
65. Check. Cross.
We're good.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Here we go. 8-3.
Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
They'll run on first down. Connor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this offense, which was humming all game, ends on a negative play. We didn't see many of those as he takes the knee, but what an explosion and a good win.
Can we call it a negative positive play?
There you go.
An oxymoron to end the ball game.
And they can watch the clock go down and celebrate the victory. But Charles, it's one